What's up, world? I'm Cameron McKinney, and this is Pop Culture Spotlight, a podcast about the movie Spider-Man Brand New Day. Here's a quick synopsis. Peter Parker is now solely focused on being Spider-Man, despite still recovering from the fact that his closest friends have no memory of him. The film stars Tom Holland, Zendaya, Sadie Sink, John Bernthal, Jacob Batalon, Mark Ruffalo, Florence Pugh, and Trammell Tillman. Standout performances. With Spider-Man Brand New Day, Tom Holland has now become the first actor to get 4 solo Spider-Man movies. Tobey Maguire was given a trilogy, and Andrew Garfield only got 2 movies. And of course, Holland has been in Captain America Civil War and Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. So while there will still be debates about which actor is the best Spider-Man, we've definitely gotten to a point where Holland is the one most associated with the iconic character, and he's so undeniably good in the role, and this is far and away the most he's been asked to carry a movie. For me, it's the first of these where he's felt like the biggest star in the movie. And I've heard a lot of people talk about this, and I agree with them that I think Tom Holland is now the face of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't think it's Chris Hemsworth. I know that Downey Jr. is back. I know Chris Evans is back. But their most bankable star is Tom Holland, and thankfully he's playing their most iconic character in Spider-Man. Holland is the actor of the summer between Brand New Day and The Odyssey. He's very good in The Odyssey and great in Brand New Day, but that's to be expected. He's played the character of Peter Parker for more than a decade now. I'm very much interested in seeing where the career of Tom Holland goes from here. I mean, how many more movies does he have playing Spider-Man? I think the answer has to be between 2 and 3. I think he's got a lot left in him. I want to see him continuing to play this character, but at the same time, I also want to see him work with more guys like Christopher Nolan. I mean, make a movie with Steven Spielberg, work with the great directors, and be in as many good movies as humanly possible. I don't think we've seen the best of Tom Holland as an actor. And that gets me to somebody else who's been in both The Odyssey and Spider-Man Brand New Day, and that's Zendaya. And I still believe Zendaya's best performance in a Spider-Man movie was in Spider-Man Far From Home, but I have to admit, she's pretty incredible in Brand New Day, and a lot of that has to do with her chemistry with Holland. I don't know how much people feel about her work on the 2 franchises she's been in, Spider-Man and Dune, but I truly believe she's done far better work in Spider-Man. She's elevated a character, and even though she's not given tons of screen time, has made a gigantic impact. Weirdly enough, I do think there are some people who talk about her and Tom Holland in the same way, that they are just actors who are in a lot of movies but have yet to give great performances. I think Zendaya, of course, has given great performances, and I'm not just talking about Euphoria, which I believe to be the best recent television performance. She's been great in Malcolm and Marie, Challengers, and The Drama. And even though she plays a bit part in Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, I was really impressed with her, especially the second time I saw the movie. I think what her and Holland have in common is the star wattage. They feel like movie stars. I don't care how you feel about them as actors. I think both are really good actors. I particularly think Zendaya is a great actress. You may be able to refute that, but what you can't refute is just the it factor that she possesses. And I know a lot of you have used this word when it comes to Zendaya, that she's become overexposed, that it feels like she's in every movie. Oh, she's in the Spider-Man movie, she's in the Odyssey, she's going to be in Dune. Her and Robert Pattinson feel like they're in every movie. Now it feels like Tom Holland is in in every movie, and I get that. You can become sick and tired of seeing too much of an actor, but I don't really think we've seen the best of Zendaya in movies. I mean, she's had supporting roles in the Spider-Man films and Dune. I want to see her be given more leading roles. I would love for her to be the lead of the next Christopher Nolan movie. There was talks of Denis Villeneuve doing Cleopatra with Zendaya. I would have loved to see that. She is somebody who I think should be the lead of more movies. Yes, she's been in a lot of movies, but most of her film work has been in supporting roles. Let's not pretend like when you're watching The Odyssey, you're watching 3 hours of Zendaya. She's in less than 10 minutes of that movie. And in Spider-Man Brand New Day, she's in less than 20 minutes of the movie. I want more Zendaya. I know there are some of you that disagree with that, but again, I want to see her be given leading roles and working with great directors. Some of these directors should give her leading roles, like Denis Villeneuve and Christopher Nolan. I know many people have gotten annoyed by the fact that Tom Holland's Spider-Man has gotten a mentor figure in every one of his movies. Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man in Homecoming, Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury, or so we think, in Far From Home, Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange in No Way Home, and now Jon Bernthal's The Punisher in Brand New Day. And I have to say, him being the mentor figure in this movie makes all the sense in the world, because in Brand New Day, we see Peter Parker all on his own, a real loner, and that's what the Punisher has always been. Holland in 26 has shared his best moments on screen with Bernthal between The Odyssey and Spider-Man Brand New Day. It's like the duo we didn't know we all needed. There's something about that energy between the two. I mean, Tom Holland is super charismatic, and then Bernthal is super intense. And interestingly enough, Bernthal is another one of these actors that some people would say has been overexposed. Between the recent Punisher special, he was also in a special 1-hour episode of The Bear, which he co-wrote. He also co-wrote that Punisher episode. There has been a lot of Jon Bernthal lately. But let me tell you something. The way I feel about Zendaya is the exact same way I feel about one Jon Bernthal. I want to see him be given a leading role in a movie. He has been so good for so long in scene-stealing performances. It's like Michael Mann. Just give this guy a leading role, please. You are the one who could get the absolute best out of Jon Bernthal in a leading performance in a movie. Let's make it happen. How is Jon Bernthal not already attached to Heat 2? Sometimes it can be annoying when well-known Marvel characters show up in other movies, but in Brand New Day I really liked how it used Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk and Florence Pugh as Yelena, aka Black Widow. You can just see how comfortable these two have gotten playing these characters over the years. It's an aspect of these Marvel movies I actually like. I mean, usually you don't see actors play the same characters over and over again. Yet in the Marvel movies, you see these great actors add new dimensions to these characters. Not to go on a little side tangent here, but I do find it so wild that we still haven't gotten a Mark Ruffalo-led Hulk movie. I mean, he's been in a supporting role in a Thor movie. Now he's in a Spider-Man movie. I think now is the time for there to be a Mark Ruffalo-led Marvel movie. And I've thought about this. If I had to choose my dream director for that Marvel movie, it would be Yorgos Lanthimos. I mean, that would just be amazing. I mean, he would do a Frankenstein-type Poor Things type movie with Mark Ruffalo. I think he would have an incredible tone. Yes, maybe that's not the type of movie you want Yorgos Lanthimos to make, but you would see it. You would definitely watch a Hulk movie from Yorgos Lanthimos. I mean, that's the type of thing, that's the type of big swing that Marvel needs to take if they ever make a Hulk movie. And finally, yes, Sadie Sink is in Spider-Man Brand New Day, and all of you know who she's playing, but I won't spoil it. All I'm going to say is I like her in this movie. It made sense to have her in the movie. The scenes between her and Tom Holland are really effective, and I'm super excited to see her future in the MCU. If Tom Holland is the most important figure of this movie, a close second has to be director Destin Daniel Cretton, who has previously made Short Term 12, The Glass Castle, Just Mercy, and the Marvel film Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. And Brand New Day fully displays the potential of these movies when they have stellar filmmaking. And I know there are people out there who think that this kind of a movie is a waste of time for a filmmaker of Cretton's caliber. I don't. I think this is the kind of movie that gets the average person to notice a director like Destin Daniel Cretton. I mean, it's the type of movie that could give this guy the liftoff he needs to make whatever kind of movie he wants to make in the future. I mean, Christopher Nolan became Christopher Nolan because of the Dark Knight trilogy. Ryan Coogler is out here making Sinners because he previously made Black Panther and Creed. Tim Burton became Tim Burton in part because he made a Batman movie. Franchise filmmaking is a tool to help make a director a big name. And if you have never seen Short Term 12, do yourself a favor and go back and watch that movie. I love that film. Brie Larson should have won the Oscar for that movie. Overall, Marvel's experiment of letting indie filmmakers make these giant superhero movies has been a mixed bag, to say the least. But when it hits, it really hits. I mean, Ryan Coogler with Black Panther is the best example. I mean, that is still one of the best superhero movies you are ever going to see. There's a reason that that is still the only Marvel movie that has been nominated for Best Picture. It's really fascinating that at one point, Cretton was attached to direct an Avengers movie, and now the Russo brothers are back. Ask most Marvel fans who they would want directing the next Avengers movie. And after watching Spider-Man Brand New Day, the answer is definitely going to be Cretton. Alright, what I loved about Spider-Man Brand New Day was it's so focused about Peter Parker as a person. So many of these superhero movies nowadays don't care about the human being. They only care about the powers and the action scenes. This is a movie that fully understands the lore behind the character of Spider-Man and why so many people find him to be the most relatable superhero. I find that sometimes when I watch a superhero movie, it feels like a reset every time I'm watching a movie with the same character. And what I love about the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies is they always feel like a continuation of the same story. Which is interesting because I think that's everyone's big critique about the recent Marvel movies, is that for so long they were building towards something with Endgame, and now their recent movies all feel like something tonally different from one another, and now you're going to have this event movie in Doomsday, and nobody really understands what that movie is about. But with the 4 Tom Holland-led Spider-Man movies, there's a clear building block from one movie to the next, which is franchise building at its best. I mean, there's a clear path forward for this character. They have thought about where they are taking him. It is the absolute worst feeling when you are watching a supposed franchise with no clear evidence of where they are going. Much has been made about how Tom Holland has taken over creative control of this franchise, bringing in Cretton as director, bringing in a screenwriter. I'm glad because he cares about the character, he cares about the franchise, and he wants a plan. He just doesn't want to make a Spider-Man movie for the sake of making a Spider-Man movie. And for that, he deserves all the credit in the world. I still hold the belief that Spider-Man 2 is the best Spider-Man movie ever, but Spider-Man Brand New Day is making a really strong case for number 2, and I'm surprised just how much this worked on me. We all act like we're done with Batman movies and Spider-Man movies, but when someone does something special with these characters, I love it. It just connects in a way that most movies do not. So yes, I want to continue to see Tom Holland play this character at least 2 or 3 more times in his own movie. I like what they're doing with this character. I don't care about the lack of villains. I don't even need to see him be paired with one of the other Spider-Men ever again, although I'd like to see Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire back, but I don't need it. I don't need them. I think Tom Holland is enough of a selling point. Just seeing him play this character paired with Zendaya. And you can say what you want about Tom Holland's acting abilities, but he is somebody who has proven he can have chemistry with just about anyone. He had great chemistry with Robert Downey Jr. He had good chemistry with Samuel L. Jackson and Benedict Cumberbatch. And in this movie, he had great chemistry with Jon Bernthal. Marvel, give me a Spider-Man movie where he's fully paired with Chris Evans's Captain America. Give me a Spider-Man movie where he's paired with Chris Hemsworth's Thor. I think it would be a good time, because Tom Holland has proven with his track record that he can pull that off. Like it or not, Tom Holland is the most important figure in Marvel moving forward. Box office, as of this recording, Spider-Man Brand New Day has made $1.7 billion and is well on its way to $2 billion. When it comes to superhero franchises, nothing right now is bigger than Spider-Man, not even Batman. And yes, you can say a lot of it has to do with the star power of Holland and Zendaya. I think it's bigger than that. I think it's about this character specifically. I mean, we as a society have just become so accustomed to Spider-Man movies existing, and guess what? The people have spoken. They want Spider-Man movies moving forward. They don't care about the Marvel Cinematic Universe and it all connecting. They just want to see a standalone Spider-Man movie. Get back to the simple things. That's what this movie did. The stakes didn't need to be enormous. We didn't need that many giant stars in this movie, although there were some. We just needed an actor that we like playing a character that we like in a good movie made by a really good director. I get that there are some people out there really surprised that this is going to end up being the biggest movie of the year. I'm not that surprised. These movies have always done well. I mean, the original Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire was a massive hit. It was the type of superhero movie that people wanted, and I think there are some similarities here. That was made by a really good filmmaker in Sam Raimi. It had really good actors in it, like J.K. Simmons and Willem Dafoe. And that movie, like Spider-Man Brand New Day, understood the character they were making a story about. Look, I don't know if superhero movies in general are in trouble. I don't know if they're the dominant genre that they once were. What I do know is that Batman movies are going to continue to be made and they will remain popular. Spider-Man movies are going to continue to be made, and yes, they will remain popular. These heroes, these two specifically, are bigger than the genre itself. themselves. They're bigger than even Superman. There's Batman and Spider-Man, and then there's everyone else. And it's always going to be like that. Batman and Spider-Man are just too ingrained in pop culture to ever go away at this point. And quite frankly, I don't want them to go away. I want there to continue to be Spider-Man movies. Thanks for listening to this edition of Pop Culture Spotlight. I'm Cameron McKinney, and there'll be a new episode of the podcast every Thursday on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I highly recommend you check out Spider-Man Brand New Day. Next week on the podcast, I'm talking about the film Our Hero Balthazar, starring Jaden Martell and Asa Butterfield. So tune into that and please rate, review, and subscribe.